Hey guys, so today's video is going to be on a palette that you already did see on my channel with the first impression that I did with it. This one is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, and it's the one that comes in the purple packaging. Brand new with nothing but metallic shades. This is the color side of the palette, and then you do get the mirror in the middle of it, and then on the other side you get all of the neutral tones. By the way, if you see the little strings come out, they're getting like really annoying. I just can't take them off because it needs to hang on the hanger, you know, with the little strings on there. So I really want to cut them off though. I'm about to. I'm like this close to cutting those off. But anyways, back to the palette. First, I'm going to show you every single look that I created. So that way you can get an idea on how they look on the eyes. And while I'm showing you that look, I'll tell you what I think about that shade or what I think about that tone. And I forgot to mention it earlier, but the palette does not open up. It actually slides right out. And there's only one way that you can slide it in and slide it out. So it's not going to come out from the other side. Well, before anything else, this is a palette that you're going to have to pair up with another one. Unless you really like to do very shimmery metallic shades all on its own, you're going to have to get another palette with neutral tones or just any other shade that you want to play with. Just some mattes, so that way you can set your eyeshadow primer and also so you can use as transition and all of that. So the very first look that I created was actually on the channel, and I did a first impression. I wanted to use the green in here, which is Mullet, and also Amp. I ended up using that one too, but I paired it up with my Lorac Pro palette, and I needed to use some green colors from that palette as my transition shade, and I did a cut crease. So on the very beginning of the cut crease, like on the first half of it, I used the color Amp. And this one is a turquoise color, and it does show up really nicely on your eyes. They did say that it was an all new formula for their metallic shades, but some of these are different than others. And then on the lower lash line, I used the color Gold, which I felt finished off the look and it made it look really nice. The next look that I created was a Cranberry Red, and that one was also on my channel. I did a tutorial with it, and I did a very simple look. So I used two colors from this palette. For that one, I also did a semi cut crease. I did it kind of halfway, like a half cut crease. So what I did for this one is also apply one of the shades in the inner corner of the eye, and that one was called Maiden, and it is a very light pink shimmer shade, which is this metallic right here, and it has like a pink hue to it. It's like a little pinkish, but it's not really, you can't really tell that it's pink whenever you apply it on the eyes. And then I applied After Party, which is the red metallic. I applied that one on the outer part of the cut crease, and then I just blended it out. I blended it out actually with a color from the Naked Heat palette. I'm looking at my videos because I'm trying to see the order that I created the looks. And for this look, I used the Naked Heat palette to pair it up with a lot of reds, very warm tone shades, and one of the reds in there is called Heat Devil, and I felt like it was perfect for this look. The red one is the same formula as, or I don't know if it's the same formula, but it's very similar and it applies the same way as the green one and the Amp color. So those are really easy to apply. Now this one, which is Maiden, is really chunky. So I did use a very small brush whenever I was applying that color, but it does get messy. You do get some eyeshadow fallout. The next two colors that I was really excited to use were the purples in here. I love using purples. I love playing around with purples. It's kind of hard to pair it up with the lipstick and a blush and stuff, but I still like to try them out. What I'm seeing overall is that the colorful shades have a certain formula, and then some of these, most of these actually, are really chunky and have fallout, like a lot of fallout. These do too, but it's not as much as the chunky ones. And some of the chunky neutrals are really hard to pick up with a brush, especially if you don't apply any little spray to it, like any water, any primer water or anything like that. It's really hard to pick them up. I'm gonna get to those colors in a little bit, but at least for the colorful shades, those are a lot smoother and those are a lot easier to play with, to use, to apply. So for this look, I don't have any footage of it, but this is the look that I created, and it was very purple. I was actually wearing it in my eyeshadow palette collection video, and it's a really intense purple. I applied purple on the top of my lid and also on the bottom of my lid, and it was really pretty. It came out really nice, so I did like that look. So I created another look. I don't remember if I have the picture or the footage, but if I do, I will insert it right here. I'm pretty sure I applied the color Maiden all over the eyelid, but if I don't have the footage, it's okay. I already talked about Maiden anyways. It's the really chunky glitter kind. So yeah, that's the thing with that one. That one is one of the chunky ones. And then for today's look, I did use 2 of the neutral tones in here, and these 2, one is a gold. You do get 2 golds. This one is a dark gold. It's more of like a regular gold, and then this one on this side is a yellow gold. It does really show up yellow. So today's look, I use these 2, and for these 2, you have to use a spray with it. There is no other way that I could pick it up on my brush. So I would say any spray is pretty good. This one is the Vitamin Makeup Mist by Pixie, and I have a few of these that I use for eyeshadows from time to time. So I had to use a spray on my brush, and here's the thing. I can't only apply it on the brush first and then swirl it around in the eyeshadow. I have to apply it on the, for best results at least, I have to spray the brush first, apply it in the eyeshadow, then spray the eyeshadow again, and then apply it on my eyes. I know it seems like a lot of work, but that is the way that you're gonna get the best result on the eyes, or else you're just gonna get the glitter everywhere else besides on your eyelid. Like, even though I had concealer on my eyes for the cut crease today, I could not get the eyeshadow to stay just by itself. Like I said, these glitters on the neutral side are really chunky. Not that they're ugly, like they show up really nicely. They look really shimmery. They look nice and metallic and foiled. It's like once it's all said and done, you know, you can see that it's really even, it's shimmery, it's golden. Like, let me zoom it. You see, it looks really nice. I mean, it's not chunky anymore. You can see that it has glitters, and I just had to use a spray for that no matter what. I can tell right away that the formula of the colorful ones are very different than some of these, because these 4 right here look similar in formula. Let me give you a closer look. So these right here look very similar in the formula, and then these, you can tell that they're chunky. Like, they have like some very big glitters in there, and it doesn't show up that like that on the eyes, but you do have to spread it out. Like, if your brush is wet and your eyeshadow is wet, you have to spread it out in order for it to give you that nice even look, or else you're just gonna have little chunks like on your eyelashes and on the under eye area. And then let me give you a close-up of these so you can see the formula of them. So this one, I haven't messed with it at all. I haven't even swatched it. So you can see how smooth the formula is. Even though it's a new formula, I feel like there's 2 types of different formulas in here, I guess, to create the different effects that you're gonna get on your eyeshadow look. But I have no idea. I do not make eyeshadow. Like I said, all I know is that they said they have a new formula. And I could tell you the ingredients, but I don't know them. It's like the way that my mind works and the way that I look at a palette and judge a palette is by putting it on my eyes. Maybe that's a little dangerous, but I don't know the ingredients exactly. It's very helpful, it's very valuable information, so if you're interested in that, you should research it yourself. But as for me, I like to see it on my face and see, okay, do I like this? Is it chunky? Is it blendable? What can I do, you know? So those were just the looks that I created, but now I'm just going to show you the swatches so that way you can see all of them. Okay, so starting off with the first 5 on the first row of the colorful side, you have Ground, Spandex, Metalhead, Mullet, and Twisted. The second row is Aluminum, Dive, Punk Rock, Amp, and Glam Rock. Okay, this is the first row from the neutral side. You have Base, Demo, After Party, Roadie, and Scream. And out of these, this one is the most powdery shade. And then this is the very last row for the neutral side. And this one is Glory, Starfire, Angel Fire, Maiden, and Acoustic. And out of all of these, Acoustic is the most powdery, but you still get a little bit of crumbliness powdery with this shade too. Okay, so since there are 3 grayish silvery ones, I wanted to show you how they look swatched next to each other so you can see the difference between them. So this one is Aluminum, and it's more of a gray, like a gray silver. And then Glam Rock is this one right here, and this one is an actual silver. They might look a little bit the same on the eyes, but they do have a slight difference. This one's more gray, that one's very platinum. And then Acoustic, which is on the neutral side, has a little bit of like a silver tone to it, but it is a little more pink. So you can see the difference between all three of the like silvery shades in here. Either way, they're all very nice. This one is the most powdery, but they're super, super pigmented, and they're really, really metallic. You also get two gold shades in the palette. This one is Twisted, and this one is on the colorful side. I feel like this one's more of like a yellow gold, and then Glory is on the neutral side, and that one to me is more of like a real true gold. And then you do get these other two that are more brassy, like more of like a brown, like a dark brown. And this one right here is Base. I wanted to show you them side by side. They're actually, one is on top of the other in the row, but there, so that way you can see how they look. This one is a warmer brown and this one is a darker, cooler brown. But I just wanted to show you all in one, like the similarities between the most similar shades in the palette. I feel like these two are the ones that you probably wouldn't be able to really tell too much on your eyes, but other than that, these are slightly different from each other. I'm going to show you some brushes that I mainly use. I got some of them out. This one is an e.l.f. brush, and this one I used for today's look. I actually used the same brush for both of the shades. I just cleaned it off and then applied more water and applied the other eyeshadow. This one is the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. That's the name of it, and it's one of the white ones. So this one made it really easy for me to apply it. It's kind of dense, and so once I spray it and use it with the eyeshadow, it really does apply it nicely and evenly. Other brush types that I feel work with the colorful shades, these on this side, I feel like these short, dense eyeshadow brushes worked the best with it, because I've tried using some of these like synthetic type of brush and it does not pick up anything. It doesn't do anything for the eyeshadow. You can't even get it on the brush. Oh, and one last thing that I forgot to say about the packaging. I'm not really liking the separation anymore at first, and even in my first impressions I thought it was pretty cool that it was different, and it still is pretty cool that it's different, but I end up using this and then I'm like, where can I put this? My desk is not very big, I don't have a lot of space. I have to keep it, I can't throw it away because then this will stay wide open. So that is the only thing about this palette, is that it separates. So either you like it or you don't, or you don't like it and you deal with it like me. I'm like, where can I abandon you for a little while? So yeah, you guys, that is it for today's review. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I hope it helped you kind of figure out if you would like to get this palette or not. I really do like the palette overall. It is one that I find myself using a lot, especially for the metallic shades that I'm really into right now. And I am enjoying using the colorful ones, but I'm especially liking the neutral tone ones and the very light ones. I've been using Angel Fire, this one right here in the inner corner, so much, just because it gives like a very nice light glow and it's very, very glowy. Those are my thoughts on the palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and that it helped you out in deciding whether you would like to get it or not. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so that way you don't miss out on my videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!